Welcome back to Market Day Report. I am still Scott Shullett, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Taking a look at still some of these numbers. The markets have moved a tad since we last spoke. Let's take a look and see what corn looks like. We bring that corn board up behind the old big head of mine. We're up 2.5 cents, and I'll just remind you, we were down 4 cents going into the report, so we've actually rallied here by 6-7 cents when we talk about July corn. It's up 2.25 right now to 584.5. If you go out to the deferreds, Deese is still down. 509 is last there. 5 cents off the lows, though, so that'll give you an idea about where we sit as far as the day's range goes. Soybeans in Chicago. Let's go to the July. That's what we'll talk about. We were about 8 cents lower going into the report, and we're down 8.5 cents now, so not really any big change there. 13.97 is last in July beans. We'll go to the Nove, and that's down 16.5 cents to 1231.5, and that's about 3 cents off the lows out there. So that'll give you an idea about just a little reference as to where we are. So here we go. Chicago wheat is up 13.75 cents. That's up about 4 cents from where we went into it as far as the report goes. So we've added about 3 to 4 cents after the report number. July's sitting at 640.5. The Deese is up 13.25 cents to 669.5 as well. Here's where we had some mileage. The hard red wheat in Kansas City, we're up 40 cents. Going into the report, we were up 14. So we put on about, 26 cents after the report. So 881.5 is last there. Deese is up 26.5 cents to 845 even. So that'll give you an idea about where we've been. Spring wheat, that was up, only about a penny to 2 pennies going into the report. And we've put on about 15 cents since then, right? July's up to 854. That's 17.25 cents better on the day. Deese is up 18 cents to 861.25. And finally, we'll take a quick peek at cotton. That's well over that 80 cent level. We're up 148 points to 81.10. We were around the 80 when we went into the report. Now we've got, what's the Deese doing? That's up 121 points to 80.81. All right. Let's bring in our next guest analyst. It happens to be Todd Horowitz. He's with Bubba Trading out in Las Vegas. I think he's in Las Vegas. Yeah. All right. There we go. Well, I just kind of gave you where we went into the report and where we came out of the report. I mean, what are your thoughts on where we go from here? I guess that's probably the best question.
I think if you look at, Kansas City and Minneapolis wheat, I mean, they're a little thinner markets to begin with, so they've had some, pretty good juice here. The most liquid markets, which are in Chicago, haven't really done much. But we are starting to see the equities start to pick up some acceleration to the downside, which I think will bring in buyers to the grain markets. But, it seems to me, Scott, that we're just like in this malaise, this lull period. We've got a lot of other bad things happening in the country, and the markets are kind of being just left alone for whatever reason. And of course, you've got a stronger dollar today, and you've got a lot of things going on in Brazil and Argentina. So they're just really kind of a mess, like we're just stuck in the middle of nowhere.
I think I would add to that. I mean, I think also going into the report, you saw this morning at least, a little bit of short cover in the wheat because there's been some big shorts there. I don't think they wanted to go into the report short. That turns out to be probably a pretty good idea. Because I think some of this, obviously, there was some bullish news in the wheat, not crazy bullish, but that's caused some of these shorts, I think, to really kind of get out, and all of them trying to get out of that movie theater at the same time. That door only fits so many people, right? And so that's why I think you've got that big squeeze in, say, Kansas City and Minneapolis. But still, we'll see if that can continue, right? Because I think it's going to be important if you want to see a wheat better that they have to kind of tack onto those gains and not just have one day where everybody gets out of their shorts.
No, I think they will. I think that was, I think we talked the other day that it would start with a short covering rally. And maybe this is the start. Look, could we go lower? Yeah, I don't know how much lower we could really go and still be in business, basically. But I think, I think the odds and everything favors a much bigger rally from here. And usually rallies come from short squeezes that, too many people short, then they're forced to buy, and then it brings in some bullish sentiment. And of course, there's no reason we should beat these levels to begin with because demand is good, but cost is high, and the spread between wholesale and retail is way too big.
All right. Yeah, that is true. That's very true there, too. All right. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Todd Bubba Horowitz from Bubba Trading in Las Vegas. We'll be right back after this. All right. Welcome back to Market Day Report. Let's take a look as we go into the top of the hour what we've got going on with these livestock. Live cattle will be the first port of call. Let's take a look and see what that board's got for us, and that board is much better than it was earlier today. June's up $1.32 to 164.32, 30 cents from the highs there. That's good, right, folks? Go out to the Deese, $1.07 higher out there, 167.75. 169.75. Sorry, 169.75, and that's closer to the high than the low. That's still a good board, though, right? We're up between, say, $1 and $1.40 across the board in live cattle. Feeder cattle, though, that also is a good board. Look at this. August is up $1.95. 228.02 is last there, about 95 cents from the highs. Let's go out to say October's up $1.35 to 233.05. Moving right along to the lean hogs, and that's something we want to take a quick peek at. June down 20 cents, not bad. 83.67. This is such a hard market, right? 83.67 is last there. August is down 60 cents to 85.77. Let's get back to our guest analyst, Todd Horowitz. He's with Bubba Trading in Las Vegas. Say, Todd, anything you want to get off your chest when it comes to these livestock prices?
I think they look pretty good. I think that, again, cattle with the shortage and everything else, I think they're going to continue to stay strong, or at least up here near their highs. Hogs just feel like they want to try to break out and move to the upside. But for whatever reason, they continue to be weighted down, and you'd be kind of surprised, right? Because the beef, we can understand there's a shortage, so prices remain high. But where's the demand for hogs and everything below it? I mean, certainly people are still eating protein, I think, unless we have a magic pill now that takes the place of it. So I think that hogs look like they're just trying to find that last spot and that last low to start to take off and get a couple of months rally out of it. As we know, going back into October and December, they do come down in prices a rule anyways.
And one of the confusing things is this consumer has been strong, even when they're running out of money and put it on credit cards and they've trained their savings to record lows. They still keep buying the beef, even though there's a big disparity between what the pork prices are at the store versus beef prices. It's still one of those conundrums. We'll see. I mean, at some point in time, as they say, something's got to break, baby. So we'll see how long that goes. But it can't defy the laws of nature forever. All right, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much for your insight and content. It's Todd Bubba Horowitz. He's coming to us from Las Vegas. Bubba Trading. We're going to bring it back to Nashville so I can pass this one back over to Suzanne.
Thank you, Scott.